Hello everyone, welcome to Learn with Shuchi. I am Shuchi Pandey. In this video we will learn educational implications of Sankhya philosophy. I have already discussed Sankhya philosophy in my previous video. You can find the link of that in description box. So let's start. The basic aim of education according to Sankhya philosophy. Sankhya philosophy considers the development of mind, that is manas, ego, that is ahankar or self-consciousness, and intellect as one of the main functions of education. According to Sankhya philosophy, development of a person should be directed as to enable them to understand the difference between the matter and the spirit in order that they may rid themselves of the miseries of the world. In modern language, the educational implication of the Sankhya philosophy may be analyzed as freedom from threefold miseries. These threefold miseries are also known as Dukh Traya. First one is miseries related to body, mind and spirit. That is, miseries related to the spiritual sphere. Second, miseries related to the external world. That is, adhibhautik. And the third and the last one is miseries arising out of the supernatural calamities. Now we are going to know the objectives for achieving the basic aims of education according to Sankhya philosophy. Full development of senses and motor organs are considered as physical development. Development of human mind in such a way that the ideas arising out of it may hint at positive actions are considered as mental development. Development of self-consciousness in which righteousness is prominent is the objective of emotional development. To free the intellect from the domination of sense organs and to prepare it for the realizations of the soul, that is Purush, is considered as intellectual development. When we are talking about the objective as moral development, for this it is necessary that a person abstains from untruth, violence, theft, excess accumulation of wealth. In other words, a man should be educated to observe the vows of truths, ahimsa, asteya, that is non-stealing, aparigraha, that is no accumulation of superfluous wealth, and brahmacharya. The conceptions of curriculum according to Sankhya philosophy. According to the Sankhya philosophy, during childhood, the development of sense organs and motor organs is rapid. So, for their full development, necessary atmosphere should be provided. Children should be free to move and play in an atmosphere where light and pure air are available to them abundantly. The Sankhya philosophy is also conscious about the important natural tendencies of development during childhood when mind, self-consciousness and intellect develop rapidly. During this period, language, literature, social studies, mathematics, physics should be included in the curriculum according to the need of the children. According to the Sankhya philosophy, the concept of self is quite pronounced during adolescence. So, difficult subjects should be taught in adolescence. The Sankhya philosophy recognizes the individuality of a person. So, every individual should be educated according to the need of their development. In other words, various subjects should be included in the curriculum and the same should be taught according to the interest and aptitude of a student. Teaching methods in Sankhya philosophy. According to the Sankhya philosophy, there are three methods of acquiring knowledge: direct method, the inference method, and The word method. In direct method, the learner acquires knowledge through their senses. The inference method means such knowledge as it based on some previous knowledge of experience. The inference method is of two types. One is with and second is awith. In with, the inference based on eternal method, and in awith, it based on negation of the eternal. According to the Sankhya, when the inference is based on some solid proof, it is useful. Otherwise, it may be harmful also. Word method. A word means a statement of some authority. Citation from Vedas. An authority on some subjects is one who knows the basic elements of the soul. So, the word method is that method in which we accept the words of honorable persons and get knowledge from the books written by them. According to Sankhya philosophy, for discipline, speaking truth, practice of non-violence, non-stealing, non-accumulation of wealth, and celibacy, that is brahmacharya, are essential. The teacher. According to Sankhya philosophy, the teacher should be a reliable and ideal person. They should have a thorough knowledge of the Prakriti, that is matter, and the Purush, that is spirit. Such a teacher alone can impart true knowledge to their students. The student. The Sankhya is a multi-psychic philosophy. That is, it believes in plurality of souls. Souls is not only one, but many, and each soul has its own individuality. Due to such a philosophic attitude, Sankhya respects the individuality of each student. Each person possesses in them the three attributes Sat, Raj and Tam. So the Sankhya philosophy expects of each student to lead a disciplined and moral life. The school. Schools are also known as Vidyalaya or Gurukul, according to Sankhya philosophy. During the growth of Sankhya philosophy, Gurukuls were the centers of learning. In these Gurukuls, education to each student was imparted according to their need. Group discussions are also held on special occasions. Here I am ending this session. If you like this video, please like, share and subscribe to my YouTube channel Learn with Shuchi, and also press bell icon for latest update. Thank you for watching.